U7Buy provides the most convenient, fastest, and safest way to upgrade your team with numerous positive reviews and verified by top creators from different countries with 24/7 online customer support. Before the end of October, all users who place an order for FC26 coins on U7Buy for their first order of FC26 coins can enjoy a plus 10% coin bonus. Using my discount code Inception can get an additional 8% discount. Okay guys, another reaction video to do today. I have some other video ideas too. I saw that Nick did a review for the pro player games. I didn't know you could actually do that because the only reason why I stopped doing that from back in the day was because those videos used to get copyrighted. So I was like, oh, well, we're just not going to do that ever again. But I guess it's fine now. We could try one and see if it gets copyrighted again. And if it does, then we obviously just don't do them ever again, right? But maybe it's okay to do now. I'm not 100% sure. Yeah, so Nick, I guess, is going to be talking about the upcoming changes that EA plans on doing for December, which makes sense, obviously, because a lot of people buy the game during the Black Friday deals, which is basically 50% off. People are buying the game for Christmas, right? And they're going to make big changes, I guess, for stuff like that. So I'm curious to see what his opinion is, because I think he's going to talk about this upcoming patch, but then he's probably going to talk about what the game is currently like, which I have my own thoughts on as well. But to do like separate rant videos, I don't play the game like that for me to care that much. You know what I'm saying? Like, I do care for sure, because I do this job. I do this as a job, and it'd be nice if I can actually like stream it. But in that sense, like it's kind of like whatever, right? So yeah, let's see what he has to say. And yeah.
Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Hopefully your Tuesday is treating you well. We got a rant video. Yep. Another one, bro. We're going to talk about some stuff. First of all, I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything because I wasn't really online today, and I think there's a tweet here. So goalkeeper movement will be less
I haven't seen this whole thing. I only seen the goalkeeper movement thing.
Effective now. Okay. How we're using your recent feedback. AI defending. The below change was made in FC26. Slightly reduced how defensive AI defenders will mark pass receivers on the edge of their box. We made this change after the improvements to jockeying because we saw your feedback. We're continuing to watch this space closely. CPU AI, what we're doing next. We've seen CPU AI in squad battles, too good. The intent here is to create more fun gameplay experience in the defensive phase, reducing frustrating off the ball, PC feedback, multi-swap. Large update in December. Holiday cheers, certain issues, new additions. Okay. EA, it's time to cook you guys, and you deserve it, okay? So first of all, guys, I want you to watch this right here.
Oh, I could already see the play happening before it even happens. This whole game, this entire game, right? It's very brainless. Is literally people forcing this through pass right here. I always tell people that the gameplay right now is literally your players are positioned here, and then you force that through pass. I don't mind a person going for that. But dude, cursor defending needs to be rewarded way more, because you can be marking this guy right here for like 10 seconds in game and he still gets this pass off, which I think is so unbelievably stupid. The fact that my opponent can see my cursor and he still forces that pass is idiotic. And it works, right? And this works even if you use like 50 depth with it, which is way too inviting, right, in this game. And then it works, obviously, if you use super high depth because you want to attack more than you want to defend. He's gonna talk about this through pass. But I haven't even seen this video, but I just have a feeling.
I actually, surprisingly, am proud of myself because I really didn't rage. I'm going to keep the no volume here. And I want you to just watch this clip in peace. I want you to just watch this. By the way, this has gone extremely viral. This has 2 million views on Twitter, which is just insane. So we're going to look at that, right?
Okay, so let's see what he does initially.
Watch this clip in peace. I want you to just watch this. By the way, this has gone extremely viral.
Yeah, no possession-based tackle for sure.
This has 2 million views on Twitter, which is just insane. So we're going to look at that. Ready? 1, 2, right? There is 2 there. So you know what? I'm going to have you watch this full because you've seen this at this point, and then we're going to talk about it. Okay.
Wow, I never seen this clip. That's horrific. that's horrific. You know what's crazy, man, is the interceptions, bro. I'm telling you, like, you can even use Marquinhos, and like, bro, I was like really freaking out about it in that. It was like the second last discussion video or the last one. I was like, bro, why is the ball bouncing off of my player every single time? Nick shows a part of the clip here. This part, this emphasis that EA loves to have, and he plays on the PC, so on the console, you can't even imagine what it's like, right? This part right here is so stupid. Like, having to deal with this, like, you did this thing before the game came out where you're like, oh, your challenges are more possession based, but then you still have this.
Talk about
Look, that should already be yours. This whole thing, why doesn't he get that? Because he doesn't have Intercept Plus? Guys, I'm telling you, I use Marquinhos, who has Intercept Plus, and it'll bounce off of him. It's so stupid. Should be yours as well. Who cares about the intercept? Dude, is he manually defending this as well? No, like, you know what I'm saying? It's just the cursor. That's what I'm saying. The cursor defending, there's like no logic behind it. It's like the fact that he gets his ball back is idiotic. But it's not that one. It's these ones. Oh, it's like, it's when you touch the ball and they do. There's two variations of this. It's the first touch drag afterwards, or the first touch drag. Oh my God, those ones are the most irritating thing in the world, because all they do, and this has been a thing forever, is they just keep running, collect the ball off of your drag, and then just keep going. Oh, that's insane too. Like, you're doing two challenges here. And then, you know what the problem is that someone's going to say, oh, like, we don't even know if you actually press the tackle button. Guys, the game is so inconsistent when it comes to manual defending. You're either going to hold the jockey button and go into a person and your player will do it himself, or you're going to tackle, the guy is going to be in your vicinity, so there should be magnetization towards pushing towards him, and there's just none, so your player just tackles the air. It's so inconsistent. You can't just, this isn't the type of game where you can come to, like, go to someone and say, this is what you should have done in this situation, you know?
Okay. So, I actually didn't complain much there. Let's watch the clip. Ready? One tackle. Two, there was a second. Manual interception.
First or defending, yeah.
No reward.
But you're an obvious, too.
Kimi. High defending. High defensive awareness. Okay? So that's three.
Another first for defending.
Now, I'm manually controlling Fabian. In the passing lane. 4. Bounces right to Lamine Yamal. Okay, let's try again. 5.
Drag touch after.
Unresponsive gameplay. And instead of a cool-off timer for him to be able to win that back quickly, right away he gets it. 5.
Yeah, that I agree with. That's been a FIFA thing.
Okay? Now, Putelis manually, instead of using AI, goes to Putelis now. 6 with 2 defenders. 6. Okay? What happens? Okay, right there. And Pina, who has 79 pace, outruns Jordan. Look, for me, when I play this game, I can't outrun anybody. So, I can't really outrun anybody unless I have Rapid Base or Rapid Plus. I can't outrun anybody again. But Pina, someone that no one has even heard of until this year, or last year, or FC24, whatever year they added women, runs past my Jordi Alba, who got an end-of-an-era card with 88 pace and great defending, right, on a diagonal. I even switch off because I'm like, hey, EA, maybe this AI...
Jordi Alba is mainly good for the attacking side and for the tiki-taka side, but defensively, he's annoying to use. Like, you have to use someone like Theo Hernandez with a lengthy physical, like, because Jordi Alba, his running animation is super weird. Like, you guys have probably seen that because I mentioned this in the review video too. Like, it's a really, really weird running animation. So that's why he's only good with like the build-up play. Like, if you're using fun formations where you actually do like good attacking plays, that's where he's nice to use. Like the 4-2-3-1 wide that we showed where he's like I think he's on attacking wingback. He cooks on that. But defensively, like, yeah, his running, bro, I'm telling you, the amount of people that can blitz past him pace-wise is crazy.
Opponent is going to be even better. Nope. Nothing. Okay. So, why does this bring me to a rant video? Why do I have to make a rant video when, to be honest with you guys, this year, I want you to all hang out with me for a second, right? And I feel like you guys like these videos because, you know, we can kind of chill out and, you know, we can kind of like just go through and talk about stuff. Okay, so I want you to look at something here, okay? Look at something here, right? How to attack an FC26. Live attacking tutorial. Total football tactics, right?
I hope, Nick, I hope that you bring up how when people do attacking tutorials, they teach the same brain dead plays instead of actual attacking plays based on utilization of attacking AI in the moment. I hope that when you're actually I never watched your attacking tutorial, but I hope to God it's an actual like attacking AI based one. I hope, because nothing irritates me more than when people are showing how they attack in the game and they do that same linear through ball first time pass BS garbage, utilize the pace nonsense. I hope that's what you're gonna say.
5-1. How to defend on the FC26 live defending tutorial. Okay? What is the point of me showing you these 3 videos? Look at how many views this has. Because nobody could defend before you touch this game. Nobody except some people that were very skilled with defending EA.
The only main problem with the defending is the counter through ball. That meta is dog. And the reason why it's dog is because the way that your midfielder set up when you lose possession of the ball is moronic, right? Because when you lose possession of the ball, the way that your opponent can attack against you every single time from the counterattack is as if you are watching a real life game and you are down a goal to nil. So you need to overcommit to all of these players. The counter through ball meta has been a thing since the beginning of this year. I don't know if they're ever going to adjust that part of the game, but it's way too effective. And that's why people park the bus like crazy, right? But past that, yeah, the defending, like you would have to do stuff yourself and all that kind of stuff. Past that, right? But that part is not skill based. I'm sorry. Like you having all of this space that you just can do a through ball is garbage.
Video on my main channel. Many of you guys have probably seen it, and you guys called me a little baby, but I was very upset with EA. And the video is right here. Now, I had a headache a month ago. I still have a headache right now, but it's not a migraine like it was. So I was a little more cranky that day. I don't know. I went on that game, and again, everything stopped working. And
I'm going to talk about the AI defending too. It's so strange, man, because there's no mention of AI defending in certain parts of the patch. But then it's so clear and obvious that they mark you the entire time in the middle. The thing is, guys, is that, listen, man, if you guys like actually use different custom tactics that are more fun, like you just have to deal with the fact that you're going to play against absolute morons that do the exact same attacking plays all the time and think that they're good. It's just something that it's harder when you're a streamer because the game is so based on wins when you play champs, when you play division rivals. When you face people that do the exact same meta play all the time with their 4-4-1-1s, 4-2-3-1s. The 4-4-1-1 is the only formation that actually gives you like attacking AI plays, to be honest, right? Like the one that we recently reviewed from Krasty, like that one is actually really solid. That's not super based on the meta of the game because of the way that you overcommit the fullbacks and stuff, right? It just makes sense for the attacking AI side of things, right? But yeah, the main thing that you notice from all these patches, one, is that it messed with the inconsistent gameplay more, right? My inconsistent gameplay before all these patches, and I don't know how this works, I couldn't explain it to you, right? It was not as bad. It just wasn't, right? And after, it was worse. Like I used to tell people before when the game came out that I'm like, this is like the best version of bad versus good gameplay. Like my bad gameplay doesn't feel as bad to play as it has in previous years. That opinion has been shot out the window. It's not like that anymore, right? Like I played yesterday, it was okay to play. I played the day before that. Brother, the delay that I had, I was looking at my controller settings. I was looking at my in-game settings. I'm like, why do I have so much delay? And this is on the PC, guys, right? If I didn't buy this computer to play this game, the console version of this game, I don't know how you guys play, man, to be honest with you, right? Because The inconsistent gameplay on the console version is horrific, okay? Like when I did the Openda review, I had to stop the review earlier. So I'm like, if I continue, I'm going to lose my mind, right? And it's crazy because people who play the game and they play it consistently on the console, they're okay with it. They've grown accustomed to it because they're still playing it. But it's actually insane that that's the case, you know? But I know what he's going to say in this patch because it's about the AI defending, okay? But one thing that this community never talked about is utilization of attacking AI, because you guys mostly don't care about that. Because that part was improved, but you just can't see it because of inconsistent gameplay and how your game feels sluggish most of the time. And very key point to mention, most of the custom tactics that you use are not going to provide different movements for you. If you are complaining about attacking AI, but you use a 4-2-3-1 wide with both fullbacks on fullback defend, both left mid and right mid on inside forward balance, both CDMs on deep line playmaker defend or balance or whatever it is, cam on playmaker, striker on advanced forward, and then you're still talking about how the attacking AI is still linear, those are not the formations and custom tactics that are going to give you that attacking AI. This is the part where I can't blame you guys at 100% capacity, because in this game nowadays, for the new gen version of the game, it is so increasingly difficult to find formations that actually give you attacking AI that feels fun to play with. That's why for you guys as the viewer, you guys go to YouTube videos and you search up custom tactics that are unique or meta, because I have to do both because the meta ones, unfortunately, they do the best on the YouTube channel, right? But you have to search for it because you guys don't have the time to buy each player. Because like some of these guys will say, oh, but you need false back plus in the fullback position. Like you guys don't have the currency in the game to buy and sell these guys all the time. So you're just going to have to search for a video to see what the easiest solution is, because making a custom tactic yourself with the way that roles are utilized, with the way that play styles are utilized, it's really hard to do. I can't blame you guys. But where I can blame you is if someone is providing you with different options and you still say that the attacking AI is linear and there's no space being utilized, then that's your fault. If you don't willingly search for tactics that actually give you different sort of movements, right? Like the ones that people freak out about a lot on my channel is the first 4-2-3-1 wide that we reviewed, and even the second one people liked a lot too, right? If you search for those ones and there's content creators actually providing those ones for you, not just the meta ones, like even Krasi's 4-4-1-1, like yeah, the 4-4-1-1 formation is a meta formation, but the way that he has it set up is way better for actual movements. That's where I'm like, you can't really complain, because again, the community was always talking about like, oh, the AI defending this and that, but no one ever talked about the attacking AI change. Like that's the thing that I noticed the first thing when I was playing with the 4-2-2 in the first reaction video, right?
Reverted it to what this more cranky that day. I don't know. I went on that game, and again,
also when he played the game, his gameplay was bad, so that's going to influence his opinion a lot during that time period, because you could tell with the way that his players are behaving when he's actually I actually saw this one.
Everything stopped working, and they've tried to revert it, but they've not really fully reverted it to what this was. Okay,
I actually think, Nick, to be honest, if they reverted it, I don't think it's actually going to fix the situation. I don't think so, because they I don't know what they did, bro. I don't know if it's because they keep adding like more AI things for attacking and defending, but it just messes with the inconsistent gameplay, bro. The inconsistent gameplay now is not like it was before.
I already even made the video saying I'm worried about this patch. Guys, aside from my health, okay? FC26 in the first, I would say until whenever that patch came out, 3 to 4 weeks, we had something that, was it perfect? No. Was it special in the sense that EA actually cooked? Guys, how many times have you seen me make a video hold it? EA cooked with FC26 a lot.
Yeah, even the first initial videos that I did, I was like, this is like the best game I played in the last 10 years. 100%.
300K views. Guys, the views all...
But the problem is, right? It's when you start facing the people who park the bus and they let the defense do everything for them. People can't say it wasn't a thing before. It's definitely way more effective now. 100% it is. But when you guys start to reach the higher divisions, People sacrifice their souls for the results, and that's what they were already doing. So that is when I did a video talking about the attacking AI not being good enough. So that is something that they changed and they made it better. But like I said, you guys have to willingly use a different formation and different custom tactics that stray away from the meta a little bit for you to get that sort of movement, right? And that's something that people just don't talk about. I have to be honest, right?
The way the views have dipped in the community, people caring. Yes, there's other good games out. Look, if FIFA was the way it was in the first 3 weeks, people would still be playing this game because it was dopamine, it was fun. I'm not just showing you that clip on Twitter to explain to you why we're here to make this video. I'm so disappointed in EA, man. I'm so disappointed in these guys. You want to know why? Because for me, they didn't give people enough time to play the game. EA, what do you think is going to happen when you have that game and you leave it for a few months? People are going to find out more effective metas. They do every year. People are going to find out more effective cards. But let me tell you, with how open it was, no tactics, no meta, no R1 button, none of that crap was going to save anybody. And now what have you done? Well, you made defensive AI better. You made manual jockeying better. And
when it feels like it.
Now you have people, and this brings me to my next point. You have people that watched the FC Pro yesterday. Okay?
Oh, this is all 451 for sure.
All these guys have this. Guys, even guys like Tex and Anders, who are phenomenal attackers.
I really don't like these posts because if you guys as the average person use these custom tactics, a lot of the time, I would say majority of the time, you guys are not going to enjoy these custom tactics. You guys need to understand that pro players, they have to utilize every gimmick mechanic of the game, okay? In this custom tactic thing that you see here, it's going to be the same linear plays for sure. And I'm not blaming the pro players. They're pro players. They play the game professionally. It is what it is. They get their bank. Great, right? But you guys, if you guys copy this, a lot of times I'm telling you, like if you guys view the game a certain way and you actually want different sort of movements, like unique ones, like you guys need to understand these guys are player locking their defenders. You know what I'm saying? Like they're player locking their defenders, guys, to move into space. That it's just not the same thing. Like you might not even be player locking at all. Like me, I don't player lock. I hate that mechanic with a passion because it takes away from people utilizing custom tactics a certain way and utilizing space a certain way. You know, you guys, this community, the new gens, you guys like player lock because you want to use those same linear formations where it allows you to defend the way that you do. And then you have to player lock every single area instead of it's just new gens. It's new gens that are not used to how the game used to be back in the day, FIFA 15 days, 14, 13, where attacking AI we used to actually make like angled runs and all those sort of things. And then you just had to utilize the space correctly.
Okay? And all these guys have this. Guys, even guys like Tex and Anders, who are phenomenal attacking talents, guess what formation they're using? The 4-5-1. Now, why is the 4-5-1 a problem in this game? Because you have the Great Wall of China in the midfield, and you have a striker that they just manually hold while using R1 with one of the center mids, and they just try to three-man press you inside of that wall. So the only way to actually get by the 4-5-1 is you have to bypass the 5 to the point where they're not going to drop into the midfield or the box. You're past them, and then you can actually play 4v4. Or 5v4, or like 5v5.
Or you use a custom tactic that's actually unique and it forces attacking AI to move them into certain positions, which I would say only helps like 20%, right? Because if you lose possession to that formation, counterattack, left mid, right mid, little cut inside, through ball, easy goal. That's why I was so against you guys when it came to the pace situation. Oh, I hate when this guy catches up to this guy. You guys just want to counter through ball. That's all you want to do. Every time they bring back pace, that's all you guys want to do. Counter through ball is not that big of a deal when you use the really boring meta formations. It is a big deal when you want to use formations that are actually fun to play with.
They run with the striker while holding R1 with one of the center mids, and then one of their other AIs is just occupying, and it's a freaking mess. I'm not just here for the reason of the Twitter video, which was enough to bring me here. Okay, and it's not faulting anyone with these accounts, right? These are everywhere. These are everywhere because you have a situation now where you have another
I hated using it. I think I made the video on this, and I'm like, guys, I never want to use it for shit like this again.
Where what is the meta? It's defending. Every EA, I don't know how you guys get this wrong every year, that you think that your game is something that's going to grow and people will like by defending, bro. The joy you brought someone like me joy in the first few weeks of this game because of the responsiveness, the emphasis. Guys, you know what the most refreshing part was? Because people were coming in my streams like and being like, yo, man, like, you're not even crashing out. Like, yo, did EA cook? I'm like, guys, you know why I'm not crashing out? Because when I manually win the ball, I get the ball.
Yeah, the manual defending has been cooked. That's true. Also, guys, another thing to mention too, the left stick responsiveness is not as good as it was either, man. I'm telling you this right now. Like, it's still better than previous years. 100% it is, but it's not as good. It's that sharpness feel, right? And I can't say that it's not as good as it used to be in general, because if you play at 1 o'clock, because I don't think Nick ever plays this game at 1 o'clock in the morning to really see the differences of gameplay. I don't know if he ever does, right? But it's a huge difference. It's a different game, right? That's why in this video, every other video, no one's ever going to talk about inconsistent gameplay. It is the biggest problem in this game, because it even affects your attacking AI too, right?
The amount of people replying with clips, agreeing, quoting it, talking about how in the last 2 weeks, all these bounce backs are returned. Where? Why did this start happening? This was one of the reasons that everyone hated FC25, FC24, because of this. Look at that, man. That was not a damn thing in the first 2 weeks of the game. So EA, you need to go look and see at what changed. What changed? Because let me tell you this. The players in this clip,
changes to gameplay, inconsistent gameplay problem. That's what the problem is. If EA says they don't do a thing in the pitch notes, but then it's actually changed in the game, and then they're like, oh, but we actually didn't do it, that's where the problem is, right? Is them adding changes to a game that's broken. That's why I don't think reverting is going to fix it, to be honest with you. I really believe that, man.
defending with are way better than the players I was using 4 weeks ago. So how does it make sense that those players,
yeah, so true. We were using like really garbage players and they were able to defend too.
Tackling.
It was just the counter through ball. Just that was too effective. That's the only thing I talked about in the defending. When I talked about the gameplay, it was just that. I was like, oh, I love that my possession tackles are more possession based. Cursor defending could still use work when it comes to intercepting, because like you would have the cursor on your head. And in my opinion, I really thoroughly believe that there should be some magnetization, especially since the person can see your cursor, because they do it before all these patches, right? They were doing it at like a pretty high capacity. Like it was like kind of like 55, 60%, right? But I'm like, it could be higher. There's still moments where it could still be higher. Now it's like that percentage has dropped. For sure it's dropped, man. I don't like that for 5 to 10 seconds in game, I'm marking one person and there's no magnetization, no reward for me marking that area. And then what's worse is when they do an assisted pass to the guy. Oh.
Right? How does that make sense? And now the ball is bouncing to them like that. EA, make that one make sense. That's why we're here making this video. This is unacceptable, because you know what this does, right? I'm a person that likes playing high attacking, high quality, high speed gameplay. You know what this makes people want to do? Number one, stop playing the game. Or number two, go on Twitter, copy a pro's tactics of 4-5-1, run back with their striker, and have the AI just defend. Because EA, I'm going to ask you this. When you watch this clip, right? Number one, it is not a good look when someone can generate the views that I can get on these socials showcasing your game in this state. This does not encourage people to play the game, okay? You don't pay me money to give promo. I make money off the game. That's a fact. This does not look good. Hey, oh, I want to download and play FIFA today. Who the hell wants to play this game looking like this, okay? First of all, everyone responds to this clip saying, oh, this is why I quit, right? Yes. That's what people say. Oh, yep, this is why I quit, okay? But you guys need to investigate, because
you guys never talk about this, but you also quit because of the game modes, but you just don't realize it. When you get into the higher divisions, the game becomes less fun to play. I will always say this, you'll never talk about it as well, but it's true.
This is why people want to just go and hold their R1 and hold AI rather than switch to the on-ball player. Because what is the point? What is the point? But I'm just disappointed, EA and you, because every single year you have to do something to make the game worse. This was one of the best releases of a game you ever had this year. And I just feel like week over week, it's getting worse and worse. The recent changes you guys are doing are not doing anything beneficial for this game. What you should have done, you should have left the game the way it was originally.
Except fixed counter through balls. That was the main one.
You should have left it the way.
I don't know if it's like it's got to be the positioning of the midfielders. Gotta be. It's like the positioning, because if someone receives possession of the ball, guys, like the space. I always mention this in the beginning of the year. It's massive, bro, and they have so many like through ball. Brother, I can't remember the last time someone scored a play against me from an actual attacking play that actually required brain cells. I can't remember. It's literally just like receive possession of the ball. I'm in this area, do a through ball. Even if I'm marking him with the fullback for 10 seconds, I still don't receive it. Through ball, run, shoots and score. It's brainless.
It was. You should have given the game a month or 2 months and then built off that. Now, what should you have done with initial feedback? You should have fixed kickoffs.
Oh, that, yeah.
You should have fixed corners.
Yeah.
You should have fixed when I'm aiming at my player, why does the ball not go to that player? And why does it go to another player that's offside that I didn't aim at? These are real issues. You should have been continuing to investigate. Why the hell do I feel like I want to rip my nuts off when I play this game on console? Because the input delay is so unbearable.
Oh yeah, you guys on console, I'm telling you, if I didn't buy this computer, no. I played with you should have seen this, the message I sent the guy that gave me a pen. I'm like, I'm never doing it. Because the thing is, guys, is that when my gameplay is playable on the PC, right? That exists on the console too, but only during specific time periods. Only afterwards will that exist. And it's ridiculous that's the case still. The console is like, bro, I'll never forget last year or 2 years ago. Was it last year that had that crazy lag delay? I'm like, this is the last year I've ever played on the console. No chance, bro. No chance.
Figured out. Not going on Reddit, not going on Twitter and listening to these Timmies who cry every single year. Bro, these guys were crying on FC26, the most defensive AI-assisted game I've...
We had people in the beginning of the year saying FC26 was better. You guys are brain dead. That game was the exact same attacking plays every single time as well. Cutback, left wing or the guys in the side position do the inside forward run. You take that pass, you shoot, you score. Brain dead.
Ever seen that defending wasn't good enough because they still weren't getting rank 1.
This year is still better than last year, guys. But you guys don't try out different formations and custom tactics. That's your main issue, because you're focusing so much on like the win or the people that you're playing against doing that counter through ball stuff all the time. You guys can see I was using like the 4-3-1-2 that we were like, it's games in the elite division. You could score nice goals. It's whether you are willing to do that, which I'm going to be honest with you, okay? Because we're targeting EA this and that. Brother, the people that play this game, most of them are a bunch of rats. With the people that play in the elite division, most of them will not do a single breakdown opportunity if their life depended on it. You know what I see in the comment section all the time, because I seen it for the Mia demo video, is people appreciating the type of football that I want to try to play in the game as much as possible, because you'll see when I score like the meta goals, the cutback and then my attacker has the attacker advantage. I'm like, oh, that's a typical meta goal. Those are valueless goals to me. But when I'm scoring goals because players are utilizing space a certain way, like my Bernardo Silva was cooking on that center mid role, that's what I like. Those are the ones that I consider skill based, you know?
Why are you listening to these people? Why are you not listening to the people that play this game the right way? You guys can say whatever the hell you want about me. Most of you guys going on these other football games, I'm not even slighting.
They're garbage.
I've seen pros that try to go on eFootball and play that game, and FIFA pros, guys that get 15-0, they can't even win one game with the best team. All right? So I am somebody that can play a lot of these games, not at the pro level, but at very high level, this at an enjoyable gameplay style. Guys, I'm not innocent. Do I spam meta? Yeah, I spam meta. I don't use cams without incisive because you can't pass the damn ball. I don't use players really without tiki-taka because you can't pass the ball anymore.
Oh, yeah.
I wish I didn't have to do this. But yeah, I'm not going to lie. I obviously use a striker that has rapid. Do I run down the line and cut back for every single one of my goals? No. Do I run back with my striker and hold R1 with the Great Wall of China formation? No. So I use meta. Am I dependent on meta? No, I'm not fully dependent on meta like other players are. I don't understand why EA do not understand people want to log onto a game that is high-skilled, manual, and attacking. People want to log onto a game that is rewarding and fun, okay? They got to get their stuff together. You guys got to get your stuff together. I know Thunderstruck is going to come out. I know people are going to say, oh, you're still covering it. You're still doing the menus. I know people are going to say all that. EA, I expect more from you guys because you have shown this year you want to communicate, you want to do better, you want to fix things. Watching and playing games like this, and to my last point of why I'm really ultimately here tonight, and you guys will see it on the gameplay video, okay? I unfortunately tonight, I look, we have a video going up on the second channel. Nothing went bad, but the experience in the Elite Division, okay? I played 3 matches. Every single person was using 4-5-1, every one of them. All they did was run back with the striker and then use the 5 center mids. And then all they did in the attack, guys, I'm not even trolling. The only thing these guys did in the attack, I was laughing because I'm like, I get the ball in the 30 and I start attacking in the middle. I start doing TikTok. Yeah, I run down the line sometimes. Then I'll cut back. Then I'll go inside. These guys run till you see where Raya is. My face cam's in the way, okay? These guys run, if you can see my mouse. They run right here, and they want to run right here. And all they do is try to do double taps here for a shot. So many times I was just manually moving my
Is he not going to talk about that meta? That's all I face.
center back here to block the shot. One time Vinny just jammed it through. The other thing they do is they'll run here, and they just...
People are brain dead in this game, though. 100%. We do have to mention this. The score that you get is irrelevant. A lot of brain dead people play this game. I'm sorry to say it's true.
Cut back and recycle.
You're getting carried by the mechanics like crazy.
Until they get something. Okay? So not only do they defend brain dead, they attack brain dead. So how does that leave me leaving the Elite Division? I'm like, bro, I feel like I just lost brain cells. That's how I feel when I'm playing in the Elite Division. I just played 3 games. I was trying out a fun team tonight. I'm like, I just lost my brain cells doing this. What is going on? Right? So for me, the ultimate disappointment...
Damn, he's not going to talk about that? That's crazy.
...this year. And I give this
that is one of the plays, though.
Things and
it's 3 specific ones.
Games. EA had the game in a place, I felt like, where they could have built on it, and it had so much potential. It wasn't where it needed to be, but it had so much potential. And now we're at a spot where instead of building on it, we're just trying to get back to what we had. It's like EA is just trying to patch and patch and patch, when what they should do is implement the corner and kickoff changes they've made so far onto the original version of the gameplay, okay? Because all the changes they have made to the game have not been really beneficial. We've just been trying to work back to how do we get to that game? And look, I understand that the beginning of a FIFA is really new and unique, and people don't really know what's going on. So, look, everybody's kind of free-falling and not knowing. I will say this. The main thing I can see is that, yes, a lot of the community has adapted and also had the benefit that they're playing formations that are park the bus, and they've nerfed, they've boosted AI so that they've boosted manual defending in the AI space and the overall stats so that when they run 5 midfielders together with a striker in front, because that has been boosted when they're selecting the player, it's very hard to get by. But
by the way, that change is more of a positive change when you don't use those formations. If you use a 4-1-2-1-2, a 4-3-1-2, unique variations of a 4-2-3-1 wide, or unique variations of a 4-4-1-1, 4-2-3-1 and 4-4-1-1, it could still be super defensive, but it's when you use the other formations that people don't talk about. A 4-3-3 holding is a fun formation to play with. Okay, I did the video for the 4-3-3 holding after the patch. You guys enjoyed that one as well. Okay, the changes to defending is good, except for the whole, like, the main problem is the tracking in the middle parts the entire time, even if the cursor is not on the guide. That's just weird to me, right? But the jockey part in those formations, because your formation is generally more open when they attack against you, that's where it was more of a positive in that area. It's not a positive when people go in the park the bus route. If people couldn't use formations like the 4-2-3-1, the 4-4-1-1, and the 4-5-1, those formations, people would use other variations and they would try to be more defensive with them. But the way that those formations set up defensively is not the same as those formations. It's not, because 4-4-1-1 with the way that the 2 center mids line up more in the middle, right? Because having a 4-3-3 holding, the center mids are not the same as the 4-4-1-1. The 4-4-1-1 is more congested, right? And it's the same with those like 2 other meta formations too. Because there's so much congestion, right? That's where those changes are annoying. It's not annoying if you go play a draft and you use a formation like a 3-5-2. That's when you're going to be like, you know what? Never mind, never mind. But yeah, the thing that is garbage though is AI marking you in the middle the entire time. That's crazy. That's insane.
Ultimately, guys, it's gutting. It's gutting to me because this game was really fun to play in the beginning, and now it's not fun. And I'll tell you this: many of the recent Vivas I have not had fun with. I just really haven't even had fun with the game. So I'm sad because this year I was having fun in the beginning, and I don't know why EA have to mess it up. And I have to ask EA, whatever the hell is going on in this clip. I'm dead ass. I played 200 games of the game. This is how my games are going every few games now. I was not having any of this crap in the beginning. I was having that right there where the ball is boom, glued to my foot. I win the ball and I go attack.
Yeah.
So whatever EA did, please consider going back to what you had because I see the numbers.
Like I said, cursor defending, like those ones are clear and obvious. Like that's part of the 60% back when the game came out initially. It was more like other ones where it should be like clear and obvious that your player should get the ball that he doesn't, right? But those ones, yeah, you used to get those ones. Those are like the really high percentage ones.
And it's going to be another year now where the in-between promos, less people are playing, even though the gameplay content is fantastic. The tournaments, all these modes are great. But who gives a damn crap, right?
Only Gauntlet is great. Only Gauntlet, okay? The concept of Gauntlet is good. But the rest of it is really unbalanced.
Who gives a damn crap if people...
Positive change to Division Rivals, though, the way that the reward system works.
People just want to...
The bounties and that kind of stuff.
Log off because of this. There's not even monthlies. There's not swaps. There's nothing going on. So when the core gameplay... And the last thing I'm going to say, I know I jump around my thoughts a lot. I felt like in the beginning of the year, because we didn't have... I was saying this on my channels for the first month. Because of how open the gameplay was, you had so many different styles that worked well. And now because EA has patched this game into the ground with different ways.
I know what he's going to say. This I don't fully agree with because when you climb the divisions, people are going to get to a point where like even if EA did no changes to the game, they are going to go a more defensive route. It's because they were already doing this before. So imagine what he's saying right now where you have to manually defend. People were already doing this before where the 4-2-3-1 wide was the most used formation because you had the two CDMs. That would basically kind of like congest the edge of the 18-yard box. Because I think if you use like, I think before if it was holding and then ball winning, bro, the way that your congestion worked at the back, it was still a very strong defensive AI. Like people need to remember this. It was still very strong, and that's what was going to happen as the game progressed. Like if you gave it 3 or 4 more weeks, that was still going to happen. The only main difference between the two right now is the jockey for those formations in particular, and then the way that your AI marks you in the middle the entire time. Those are the two key points, right? But people were already doing it before, especially with the counter through ball being so effective. They would prefer to use a more defensive formation to avoid that valueless goal as much as possible, right?
4-5-1. Like, we're just back to the same crap where everybody uses one formation because one play style is so much more effective than another, which sucks. I think you guys would all agree in the first month, the amount of different formations you saw was incredible. It was like the variety was crazy, and now we're just here. We're just here. And it's a sad spot to be at. You know, I think this promo is going to be a lot of fun on the menus, but EA, this update in December really needs to like get us back to the direction that we previously were in, because this is just a mess right now. It's a freaking mess. So that's going to be the video, guys. I had to rant about this because it's been driving me crazy.
Okay. Well, that's pretty much it. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Yeah, it's just I share the same thoughts. Like people were complaining about the R1 dribbling. You have to understand that if you guys come to me, my perspective of playing the game, I'm sorry to say, is very different to most people, because I try to actually come up with like that's why when we do the reviews for like the unique custom tactics, people always appreciate those ones, because I'm trying to find attacking plays that are actually cool and they can be utilized in the elite division, right? Like the 4-3-1-2 was in the elite division, and yeah, you're facing those people, right? And the play that I was talking about, man, I'm surprised he didn't mention this a single time, because this is the main play in this game the entire time. It's this one right here. Hold on. Okay, so let's say it's right? Let's say you're using like a 4-4-1-1. Oh. Okay, so what happens in this game most of the times, right? And this is where the morons that play this game like will send you messages and stuff like haha too easy and stuff because they're morons, right? Scoring this exact same goal every single time. So here's the problem. This has existed since the beginning of the year, right? So let's say you're attacking with all these players here, right? Boom, 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 boom. The spacing here is not like this. The spacing here for a large majority of the game was like this, bro. There is this like huge blob of space. This huge blob of space that just exists right here. And people can just counter through ball every single time from this exact same attacking play. So to avoid this is when people were switching to 4-2-3-1 wide back in the day. But this isn't even the attacking play because there's 3 specific ones that if you do this only, you're in the entire time playing this game and there's never a single unique movement out of your players because you're using the garbage meta formations, right? Is this one right here. I'm very surprised you didn't mention this one because this is the main one, to be honest. So let's say sorry, so this is a 4-4-1-1, right? So we'll do it like this. Okay, so let's say you're attacking with blue, right? It's boom, 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 boom. But your attackers are boom, 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 and boom. What do people do every single time they win possession of the ball because of this massive blob of space that exists in the middle, right? You guys already know what I'm going to say because I talked about this all the time. Like these are such brain dead goals, and this is where it's these goals where I'm super against the pace part of people just doing this the entire time. You want pace to be brought back into the game so that you can do this exact same garbage play every single time instead of using your actual brain cells, right? Because they score them. Like you can. You guys already know what I'm going to say, right? Because your defenders are normally going to be positioned like here. The way that your midfielders are positioned are super weird. Sometimes it's like this and it's like that. So people have this space to work with over here, right? Where it's like here. They have this huge space here, right? And then obviously you don't have comeback and defense for your other players, so they don't do any tracking back. That's why people have to use their midfielders to track back. But it's not even that. It's literally you using this player right here, and you either L1 flick and trigger a run to go more in the middle, right? Or you use that absolute garbage mechanic of player lock, right? Instead of you utilizing space when the moment comes, and you control this guy to do the exact same thing, either like this or the main one, like this. And what do? You win possession of the ball over here in this area. You make a pass, touch the ball upwards, through pass. Or you do the same thing, but you do it with your CDM, where your CDM is over here, has tiki-taka, has passing playstyles, because this game, gone are the days where you use the holding sort of CDMs like a Chouameni, a Patrick Vieira, a Casemiro, like any of those sort of types where like professional teams would need in real life to have a good balance in their team most of the times, right? Unless you switched out for someone like a Zubimendi or something, right? Which would make sense because you want someone that passes the ball better there. But it's the same thing where it's like, I could be using this fullback right here. I'll give you a more reasonable number, 3 seconds in game, running in this direction with this guy right here, and all he has to do is do one through pass like that. Because for some reason, even if you're marking this and you're running this in the entire time, brother, these guys just boom, you know what I'm saying? Like that's why like defensively, you know, Jordi Alba is not ideal to use for this. Like you have to use someone like a Theo Hernandez who's a lengthy, who has a bruiser, who has all those sort of things. Because that's the main play that they'll do. It's either the pass from here with the CDM, right? From the CDM into that space, or it's the cam that just does that space as well. Every single time. I lose possession of the ball, this is the play that they go for. And then the other two, right, is the one that he mentions, but I'm going to be honest with you, I actually face this less than this specific meta, right? And it's just a person running the entire time. And they're either going to do one of two things. The one thing I already talked to you guys about a lot, because that's just the new gen version of the game. One is going to be here, like Nick said, and then you do a force through pass on a driven pass or a bounce pass, right? Or the other one is going to be you running into the side position, because when you cut back, you have every single attacker advantage in this game. The game, these goals, you'll see me in the 4-3-1-2 video when I score these types of goals. I'm like, that's a typical meta goal. These ones I consider valueless goals, because this is the ones where the game is playing for you instead of you utilizing space a certain way, in my opinion, right? So it's the whole thing, right? And this is especially the case if you don't use a meta formation, right? With a 4-5-1 and all that stuff. Like if you play 4-3-1-2 and your sides are open, you just got to deal with that, but you have more fun, right? It's going to be this exact same attacking play where they will go to the side, do this, do that, right? And then they have like 6-7 different attacking options, right? Because there's the attacker advantage, right? So your CDMs, if they're positioned here or something on the attack, right? Not the defense, because defense, the midfielders, I don't know, they're weird. But it's the same thing, right? And this is why driven shot is such an effective play style, because they'll cut backwards, they'll do this, and I'm sure the pro players do this. Well, we haven't done a review for a pro player game yet, but I'm sure that they do the exact same thing. Tiki-taka, first time pass. First time pass. Or they trigger a run with the left mid, right mid on a player lock. First time pass from either the cam or the left mid. First time pass, boom. Because these guys start to do a run like this once they're triggered with the L1 or the player lock. This is the same, like, in my opinion, brainless goals. Like, it's not like this 4-3-1-2 that I'm going to show you guys, right? Where I have Bernardo Silva on a box-to-box in the center mid, and then I'm doing passes where it's like boom, 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 and then center mid, box-to-box, Bernardo Silva does a utilization of a space right here, and then scores a nice opportunity because of that. Or even my Park Ji-sung that you guys are going to see, you guys have seen from the videos, utilizing space a certain way, right? It's those three exact same attacking plays. And when you face people that do that, I know that they're brain dead and they only care about the rewards, because the fact that you do that for every single attacking play and you don't care about the actual experience of scoring a cool opportunity, it makes me judge you as a person. I'm going to be honest, it actually does, because you care so much about the rewards. Brother, I would rather go 10-5 in foot champs, especially foot champs, because foot champs' rewards are weird. I've gone lower records on certain accounts over other ones and gotten better rewards, right? So who cares? Foot champs as a game mode can absolutely do one, right? But the results are so important. It's like, bro, I'll play a division rivals game with a 4-3-1-2, face someone who does 4-5-1, player locks and does the same exact meta plays. Let me clap for you. Congratulations, you score the same meta plays and you have that advantage because I'm using a 4-3-1-2 over like the meta formations. Congratulations to you. I'm leaving the game. If you want to send a message, be my guest. You want to be a rat for the rest of your life, go right ahead. You know, the stuff with manual goalkeeping and the stuff with player locks, I'm not going to have arguments with people, right? Because you guys are just used to garbage mechanics being added into the game, and that's why you like them. That's it. These are mechanics that should never have been added. Always remember, player locks were added to the new gen version of the game because the new gen version of the game was a nothing game. With these three attacking plays, it becomes a nothing game again. But back then, it was way worse. There was no unique attacking AI. I had to find, you know how nowadays I can find at least like 3 in like a week and a half? Brother, I had to scrape the bottom of the barrel to find custom tactics. I would find one custom tactic, try out 6-7 different ones, never as good as the one custom tactic, use it for the rest of the year. That happened for the 4-1-3-2 one time, and then Air Japes' 3-4-1-2 the other time. Never use any other custom tactics again. I had to for videos, but they were never as good as those custom tactics. For like authentic attacking AI, no. You guys, listen, you guys can take offense to this if you want, but you guys are so used to a game that was a nothing game for such a long period of time that a lot of you guys don't even care to actually do attacking plays because you're so used to year after year scoring the same meta goals. because you don't care. You don't care about experience. I cannot remember the last time I conceded a goal to someone that actually scored a nice opportunity against me. I cannot remember it, because it's always counter through ball into the side position, run, shoot and score. It's always run into the side position, cut back, boom, boom from the tiki-taka meta play, right? Not from like using a 4-1-2-2 and then you use a CDM a certain way and then your striker so that he opens up the space for the center. No, it's just the same boom, boom, boom all the time, right? And that's it. Yeah. So I just wanted to mention that because that's the only thing that he didn't mention in the video that I'm very surprised he didn't mention, because that's the main one. That right there is the main one that people do. So, but yeah, we'll leave the video there. Thanks for watching, guys. We might do a review for the pro player game if you guys want to watch that. And we'll see if I get copyrighted for it. If I don't, then we'll do more of it in the future. Peace out, my dudes. Love you guys.